Jane Marie, how many hours of care is your daughter set to have for nursing care?
Um, she's 24-hour care. Since she's on the Ohio Home Care Waiver Program, they have a maximum allotment, which is 112 hours a week, which is what she is authorized of private duty nursing care.
Okay, and how many hours is she getting?
39.
And who provides the rest of those hours?
I do.
How many days do you go without sleep?
4.5.
Are you able to maintain employment outside of the home?
No.
What did you do for employment prior to this? And you do not have to disclose.
I worked in public safety. I ran medic for 10 years and I was a police officer for almost 5.
Okay, so you worked supporting the public and helping the public. Probably saw a lot of people in their darkest hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And I paid into this system.
Like I have a guy right now who I've been trying to get contracted for 17 months, and he's worked as a Medicaid provider for 15 years, and we're sitting on it, countless emails, and all while I don't have any care. And so it's just been a horrible mess because I've talked to like state senators, I've participated in every advocacy group I can be on, and even had, served on forums and panels with the directors of Medicaid, aging, and developmental disabilities trying to call these problems out. And they just don't care. Nobody wants to overhaul the system. And, it's at a dire place. I mean, there are thousands of people that just don't have care. But I'm going to keep speaking out. And, yeah, that's all I can do.
So how long has it been since your provider, and I know you're not getting the hours that you're supposed to, but how long has it been since he's been paid?
So my current provider hasn't been paid in 472 days. And I had another provider that I had from October of 2020 to June of 2021, who went several months without pay as well. And she never got paid. I spoke to her like a week ago and learned that they didn't pay her for like the last 6 months of my care.
And we all know that the state of Ohio has gotten CARES Act funding. They've gotten federal money that is specifically directed towards helping people in exactly your situation.
But the problem is that
COVID, and
even with that money that they're getting,
where is it?
Alicia should
they didn't
not
even
be.
pay for PPE. So they were supposed to fund PPE, and Medicaid cut the amount of PPE you could get. I mean, I'm on a limited income, and I paid for my provider's PPE because when the pandemic hit, before the pandemic hit, I had to wear masks because of another condition I have, and they took away the ability to access masks. They took away gloves. They took away like anything that was PPE. Like I had to like fight to even get IV infusion supplies at one point
Yeah.
because they weren't giving it to people on home care waivers. And we
Right.
saw a lot of that in a Facebook group that I run, where people couldn't get access to gloves or gowns or other PPE that they needed. And they supposedly gave a bunch to the different area on aging organizations, but no one really ever saw that. Like we
No.
called them out on it in the Cleveland area, Akron area. No one really ever saw that PPE. We don't know what happened to it. It was like supposed to be like 13 pallets or something. People aren't getting what they
COVID
need.
money. Just
Yeah,
from COVID money, there's an extra $500 million.
yes.
Yeah.
But they didn't hesitate to send me a body bag for my husband. But Alicia can't get wipes. If you could name one thing that the pandemic has affected with your care, what would it be and why?
So the one thing that is affected is the access to nursing services, and it's made it so it's made it so that I'm running like an anaphylaxis protocol on my own in my home, where it's something that should be done in a hospital. And I'm having to suction myself in an emergency. And I, I mean, it's insane what I have to do for myself just to be independent and not have to end up in the hospital every other day. And so, it's that the pandemic has made it so I can't access nursing and, or the appropriate supports. So.
Jane Marie.
Um, it's made it harder for us to get providers. They're just not there. And the vaccine mandate doesn't help either. It's, we can't do a lot of the stuff we used to be able to do. I'm not one to stay at home with her. We do pack up. We go to the park. We go to concerts. I've taken her to the beach.
You've lived.
Yeah, exactly. It put a stop to all of that, and not because I was in fear that she was going to catch something, but that because of all the restrictions, we just couldn't do it and go places, and everything shut down. And what kind of a life is that? It felt like we were imprisoned in our own home. And if you, so why, I guess, for me, it's like, what good is it to be alive if you're in prison, even if it is your own home? I would rather live with the risk of anything, and knowing already, because I've been through this, my daughter's 16 and a half now, and she had a cardiac arrest at 18 months, and that's why she's the way she is. So I've almost lost her. So I'm not afraid of her to catch any type of a virus or anything like that. I know that I might not have a lot of time with her. So the time we do have is very precious. And, however much time she has left on this earth, she deserves to spend it having fun and doing the things she loves and enjoys and doing all of that stuff. Not being imprisoned at home, stuck at home, staring at walls and watching TV.